Welcome to another episode of the That Girl podcast. Today I'm going to be sitting down with a close friend who I've known for the last 14 years, Abu Issa. I'm really excited for you to get to know her and hear about her journey as an entrepreneur. Abu Issa, my dear friend, my little sister. I always think of you as my little sister, although I see you in your job and being a wife, being a mother, but you're always that little girl I met in the plane on the way back from London.
It's been 14 years, Shifa. Time flies.
Let's give some context to our viewers and our listeners today. I met Aya back in 2007.
Yes.
It was a cold winter's night in Heathrow on the plane.
Oh, God.
And we ended up sitting next to each other. What happened? I don't even remember. Who started talking to who first?
I guess it was, I don't know, it just happened. We just started having a conversation and then we spoke for what, 4 hours?
So did we get any sleep?
4 or 5 hours, and then at a certain point you're like, okay, Aya, I really need to sleep because I think you had a presentation or something in the morning. So you're like, okay, we'll continue this later.
I was working at VCU at the time. I remember QF, and we were landing 6 a.m. in the morning.
Yes, that's correct.
And I was going to go home, take a shower, and get straight to work. I remember, and then we landed. I remember you said, Shifa, can I use your phone to call my dad to pick me up? Do you remember that?
Oh, yes, because no one knew I was coming to Doha.
Well, it was a surprise.
I think so.
And
well, now I'm regaining my memory, remembering what happened then.
It was the old airport. Do you remember the old airport?
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, we obviously exchanged numbers, kept in touch. 14 years later, here we are.
The best friendship, I must say, Shifa.
Mashallah, mashallah.
Really, alhamdulillah, I feel really blessed to have met you, honestly.
That means so much to me. And I'm just so, now we were reflecting on it just before the camera started rolling, so that was 2007, and you didn't come back to Doha till 2012.
Yes.
So we kept in touch, however, you know, online or whatever, and then through your sister, you introduced me to your sister, and then you came back in 2012. So where were you studying in London?
Westminster University.
Okay, and what did you study there?
I studied business management. It was lovely. It was a great experience, honestly.
What was that? Like, you were, I mean, so young, living alone in London back then. What was that?
You know, Shifa, it's a funny story because my sisters were studying in London then. And my eldest sister was moving back to Qatar, and my parents didn't want, my other sister to be on her own. So they're like, you know what? Maybe it's time for you to go to London anyway. Exactly, you're going to university, so why don't you apply there? I was so attached to Qatar then. I didn't want to leave, and my mom insisted, and that's what happened. My first year, I was so depressed. I was not happy. I wanted to come back to Doha. My mom was like, you know what? You're going to learn so much from being in London. I'm like, learn what? I know how to ride the bus. I know how to pay bills. I know how to do this and that.
That sense of independence.
But then, on the second year, when, I just understood how to live on my own, and, I just got integrated into university, got used to it, I realized that it's much more than just paying a bill. It's, meeting people, from different backgrounds, so many things.
Did it make you more confident?
Made me more confident. You learn about different cultures, different religions. You're more exposed.
You were pretty exposed anyway. You come from a family that's
but there it's just you.
Yeah.
You're being you. It's no longer, oh, mama, baba, I need your help, or can you help me with this? Or no, it's your personality. You're developing yourself. You're experiencing new things. Cooking for yourself. How to handle a home. All of that, I think, is so important to experience alone.
And you know what? Let's not diminish the fact of getting used to just the weather in London. When you live in Qatar and you go through those severe winters in London, that's challenging, on emotions and
of course, especially when the sun goes down at 4 p.m.
Yeah,
in winter.
It's challenging. Yeah. Okay, so fast forward, we met 2007. Then you come back to Doha in 2012. What's your first move? Do you go into the family business straight away? Do you start? What was the first?
That's what happened. So 2012, I finished in May. Both my sisters got married that summer, so one in June and the other one in August. Came back from the second wedding and literally I started working because I didn't want to.
I can't believe it was that, like Dima. Then Dima left right away.
Dima
after,
left.
Yeah,
she went to Dubai and she's living there now.
Yeah.
And Tala is back in Doha.
Okay.
Okay. I started working in August. It was Ramadan. I needed to keep myself busy. So I thought, okay, you know what? Even though I just got back, I don't need to settle and, feel comfortable to start.
Yeah.
I just did it.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think it was the best thing, the best decision.
I did the same. I graduated in like May, June, and I started working in July.
Yeah. It was lovely. My sister Dima had established our family business in 2009. And she opened the first restaurant and we were about to open the second one. But
so the first restaurant was MB Co in the Gate Mall.
At the Gate Mall. It was a great success, a lot of challenges. The second one was Layla from Lebanon, which was even also more of a challenge, also at the Gate Mall. We faced a lot of tough times because of visa issues. And actually,
I remember in the startup, that was a huge challenge.
We were supposed to open in 2013, I believe, but because we weren't able to get the chef's visa, so we ended up opening December 2014. So it completely delayed our business for a whole year. And that was one of the toughest challenges that we had because we had all the staff, everyone was ready to start working. We were paying salaries, we were paying rent, utilities, and we're just there waiting for one employee to receive his visa to just come, go through, just pass his health test and start operating the restaurant. And it was a big restaurant. I mean, it's not it's a heavy operation. But we got through it and it was a really good experience. We met a lot of people through that restaurant.
So that opened and then Dima left. How soon into it opening?
She wasn't in Doha.
It was just the startup, right? When she was, and then so you just took over.
It was she had made the deal with Layla min Lebanon.
Yeah.
So she had signed the contract, and then she got married and left.
Okay, so I'm just trying to picture now. You've just come back from London. Okay, you've thrown yourself into this. Who is guiding you? Who are you
Honestly, Shifa, you know what happened? In June, or actually in May, before leaving London, I called my dad. I'm like, listen, I really want to go to Cordon Bleu, a cooking school in London. I'm like, can I, extend my education and start that program? I can choose between 3 months to 9 months, depending on what course I want to make. And then And then he said, yeah, okay, why don't you, research and go to the orientation and see if you want to do it. And I did, and I loved it. And I called him and I'm like, listen, okay, we're ready to, pay the fee and register and everything. What next? He's like, listen, come back to Doha, work for a full year, and then
if you still like it,
you can continue. I'm like, Baba, if I come back to Doha, I'm not gonna leave. Like, khalas, once I start work, I can't just take a break and leave, and it's serious. And that's what happened, and I never went to Cordon Bleu.
Who knows? There's still time.
There's still time. Actually, I wanted to go in 2017, but then I got engaged.
Yeah. So again, let's go back. Dima leaves, and who are you taking guidance from? Who are you taking mentorship from? You've got these restaurants opening. Where are you?
I had a good team, Shifa. At the beginning, obviously, I was clueless. I had zero experience
on the team.
Yes, my father was a very good, and still is a very good mentor. I was lucky to have met Dr. Yazid, who was a consultant in Salam at the time, and he adopted me and actually taught me the basics.
Took you under his wing.
He took me under his wing, and he taught me the basics of how to run a business. Financials, accounting, business strategy, so many different things. And that was a great experience. I believe every single person should have a mentor in their life.
Who's done what they want to do.
For whatever reason.
Yeah.
To just help them through challenges.
Going back to the business, so why was the reason to open Layla so soon? Why not give MBCO some time to just grow? Why so soon, the decision for the second restaurant?
10, 11, 12. MBCO was running for 3 years then already. Layla was a very good opportunity, and we knew that there was demand in the market for an a good Arabic concept. Layali existed then, which was and still is a beautiful concept, but Layla من Lebanon was Lebanese with a twist. So we were introducing something new to the market.
And perfect location for the
perfect location and the financial industry and the financial zone. It was perfect. It was very good. We had really good chefs. The food was beautiful.
I remember it had this really cozy feel to it.
Yes, it was warm.
And then Tawabal came. How soon after?
Tawabal came, Shafa, 2012 was Layla. I think it came in 2015.
Yeah.
2 years later, or 3 years later. We wanted to introduce a Levantine experience to offer food from different backgrounds, from whether it's Qatari to Lebanese to Palestinian to Moroccan to Egyptian. We wanted to cover the whole Levantine, and we were launching Tawabal in stages. But unfortunately, because of the challenges that we had in the economy,
that was the 2015,
yes,
oil.
We were only able to launch stage 1, and we never took Tawabal to stage 3, which was really the best part of it. But alhamdulillah, we were able to offer a wide range of food from different backgrounds. It was a nice experience. We learned so much. We studied the market more, understood the market better. It was a nice experience.
So a real food and beverage history there.
Yeah.
Okay, looking back on those 3 restaurants now, what do you consider them successes? Do you consider them learning experiences? When you look back on them now, what?
It's definitely a success, and it's definitely a learning experience, whether you broke even or not. The fact that you open a restaurant and you're able to serve good quality food and have good team with you, okay, that on its own is a success. When you have people criticizing your business, I believe so. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
You know.
Say a little bit more about that.
You get a lot of feedback.
Yeah.
You know, you should improve this. You should change that. That employee. You know, the music. This. You get a lot of criticism.
Well, the fact is, you're on people's radars. If nobody cared, they wouldn't even be taking time to talk about you or criticize. So you're there on their radar.
Exactly. So I believe when people criticize, it's because they love the product that you're offering them. I remember we were fighting so hard to get shisha license to, you know, serve in a Lebanese restaurant. And by default, you open a Lebanese restaurant, you offer shisha. And that was one of the discussions that we always had with our customers. Some would tell you, yes, you should. And a lot of them, surprisingly, would tell you, if you offer shisha, you're going to lose a huge percentage of the market.
Family people.
Family.
Especially like Layali being in Layla being in the gate as well.
Yes, and a lot of people just don't like the smell of smoke, whether it's inside or outside, and I don't blame them, you know. It was great. Okay. And not only that, Shifa, we opened, we've partnered up with local partners, and we opened a consultancy restaurant in food and beverage.
I remember.
And that was also in 2015, I believe. We had a customer, one of our first clients, he asked us to create the first high-end coffee shop in Qatar. At the time, there wasn't anything like a really good quality high-end coffee shop. So part of our experience, we're like, okay, you know what? We know nothing about coffee. Let's educate ourselves. So me and my team flew to Ethiopia.
I remember.
Oh my God, the experience, Shifa, I swear it is one of the best trips I've been to in my life. 4 days Ethiopia, we went to farms, we did a lot of coffee tasting.
How important do you
Beautiful.
think that is, Aya? Because I know a lot of people that want to open coffee shops forget about knowing about coffee. They don't even drink coffee. So how important do you think it is to have that deep knowledge about the product that you're going to offer?
I think you need to know what you're offering, what you're offering your customers, from quality, because people educate themselves.
Yeah.
The older you get,
Everybody's
the more
an
you
expert
try.
these days on everything.
Exactly. You educate your taste buds, and you just know what's good from bad. And I think it's very important, especially when you know that you have picky customers.
Aya, to the listener out there that's at home right now thinking or planning or scheming to open a restaurant, let's say in a mall, not a franchise, their own concept, something totally new that they believe it's not been done in Doha before, with 3 restaurants in your track record, what's your advice for them?
Any business you try to work on is a risk.
Yeah.
You have to be financially ready.
Yeah.
You have to be ready to lose money.
Yeah.
Like when you run a business, you have to plan your exit before operating in case anything happens, because you will face challenges.
To my clients too. You got to know what your end game is.
Exactly.
5 years from now. Are you planning to open a few branches and then sell out? Are you planning for this to be your side hustle? What is this to you?
And it's not just about that only. Your exit in terms of how much money you may lose during that period of time, because there are a lot of difficulties. I mean, people think it's very easy to operate a business. It's very easy to open. It's not. You do face challenges. Nowadays, alhamdulillah, like if I compare establishing a company from when I started working in 2012 to today, I tell you it became so much easier. But still, this is the easiest part of operating or managing a business. Hiring is very difficult. You have a lot of challenges with visas. Approvals, approving your restaurant is also very difficult. The standards and the requirements that you need to meet to operate it. You need to have the right team, the right people, because without them, your business is not successful.
I think also they need to be really, really honest with themselves.
You need to be
How
honest.
much are you willing to give in terms of, like you said, the financials?
Yes.
How much time? How much commitment? How much of your life are you willing to dedicate?
Exactly.
Because it takes over your
and you
whole
need
life.
to be on top of it, Shifa. It's not like, okay, I'm going to depend on a manager, or I'm not taking away any of the hard work that they do, but the presence of the owner in the business is extremely important. And I believe that this is being realized by a lot of local owners and expats, that they are active in their business. They're present, which is very good.
Absolutely. Okay, so moving on a little bit, 2017, I believe you got married?
Yeah.
Sadly, I couldn't make your wedding in Lebanon. I regret it till this day. But okay, so 2017 you got married, and then you were still doing the same thing, right? The same.
Yes, in 2017 I was. I was starting to establish my own business actually at the time. It was an opportunity because the blockade happened then. Okay, and you remember we were facing difficulties in getting dairy products into the country because we had al-mara'i at the time. So we decided to go into import-export business. So we worked with different countries, with Spain, with Italy, and that on its own took my experience to another level because we were trying to.
And who was guiding you at that time or mentoring you at that time?
I had a consultant. Okay. She did a great job, honestly. It was a really tough experience because personally I faced a lot of challenges with the consultant herself. Okay, and unfortunately, almost a year into it, we had to terminate the business because of a partnership issue. But we learned so much. I mean, we got organic milk from Italy, from a little farm in Italy into Qatar. We've listed it into Megamart, and honestly, it was delicious. Great experience.
I remember you telling me about that. I didn't try it.
Yeah, but it was nice.
And then 2019 comes along, baby Alia.
2019 arrives.
The day before my birthday.
Exactly.
And
Shifa, the day of your birthday.
The day of my birthday. Yes, yeah, I remember.
May 7.
Yeah, May 7, May 7. Okay, so now you're a mom. Okay, you've got your business. How are you managing all of this? You took a couple of months off, I know, and then you re-strategized and refocused.
At the beginning, I worked from home because Corona also hit.
Yeah.
Okay. That was another experience, but it was great. Very stressful. I worked from home. We had to close down our restaurants because...
How do you feel about that? This is a question I want to ask you because a lot of people that I'm speaking to are closing down businesses now, and it's really, really taking a toll on them emotionally. What's your thoughts on people getting too emotionally attached to their businesses?
I don't blame people for being emotionally attached because you build a full team. You grow a passion for your business, especially if you've operated it for a number of years. But you've learned so much, so appreciate that.
See, you seem to have that in proportion to the reality, but some people, it's almost like a romantic relationship for them.
Yeah.
You know, they might be losing money, they might be like, you know, the numbers are not matching, but they would still want to hold on to something that they know that's not good for them, but they've just don't want to give up on those years.
I don't think you should be very attached emotionally. Even if you are, you need to understand that you've gained so much, you've succeeded. Closing down a business doesn't mean that you failed. It just means that it's time to look at something else.
And sometimes so many things are out of your hands when it comes to business, and especially in Doha, just the sheer size of the market being so small is already against you.
Of course. We're all eating from the same cake.
Yeah. Aya, mashallah, you come from one of the biggest business families in the country. Your family established one of the first department stores in Qatar. You gave many people their childhoods here in Qatar, people's first toys, people's first video cameras and stuff. Okay, having that family name, does it sometimes any issues arise from that? People having certain perceptions of you and your sisters when you go into business meetings, when you're selecting consultants, anything like that?
I think, Shifa, we're lucky to come from a family that has a good track record and, alhamdulillah, a good reputation.
Let me prefix this, your answer, by saying you are literally one of the most humblest people.
Thank you.
And I mean that from the bottom of my heart that I have ever met my whole life, really, honestly.
Thank you, Shifa. So yeah, we're lucky because it could either make things so much easier for us that if, for example, we go to ministries, they know, it opens a lot of doors. They know how we work and with transparency and honesty and, you know, by the book. And so I think it's more of an added value than it being something negative. But of course, we've been put in situations sometimes where we'd face challenges because of our family name, whether it's
just even people wanting to take advantage of
taking advantage in terms of, I don't know, if let's say asking for a quotation, you know, they double it up just because
absolutely,
you know, it's our family, you know. People like to take advantage sometimes. But alhamdulillah, we're more lucky than unlucky.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, what's the best part about being a mom?
It's beautiful.
2 years in.
That's an experience on its own. It's a really big challenge. It's tough, okay? I'm not going to tell you I didn't go through postpartum depression at a certain point. You have to have the right support, whether it's from your husband, whether it's from your family, to be able to go through that storm of, you know, suddenly being a mom, suddenly your body is changing, suddenly you have a responsibility, and you're trying to understand what's happening to your life, and then you also have your husband that you need to take care of. That's a complete difference. It's a huge change to your husband as well. But putting that aside, 2 years into it, it's so beautiful, especially when you see your daughter growing, learning, the way she speaks, the way she gives you so much love and emotions.
It's been my joy and pleasure watching you grow into this role over the last 2 years.
Beautiful. It's beautiful. It's really, alhamdulillah, and I really pray for any mom that is either about to have a baby or trying to conceive, to experience this. I really hope that,
Inshallah.
to experience it.
Aya, what's your relationship with social media? I know you're busy. I know you don't post too much. I know you for the first time ever the other day when we were hanging out, you were showing me a social media influencer's account that you like. And you were so excited. I was like, I didn't know Aya has this side to her. You're like, oh my God, Shifa, I just love watching her stories. She's so inspiring. So what's your relationship? Are you like a follower? Are you
I would say I'm a stalker.
You're a stalker. Okay, you're a stalker.
When it comes to social media, I'm really not active. I just use my platform to learn what's happening, to be updated.
And is that for pleasure or is that for business? Like in your line of work, business development?
I think social media today is it's a huge part of our life, and everything is shifting because of social media. So it is definitely a very important aspect to handle, whether it's in your personal life or business. But social media, it's very easy to misuse it. Okay, I'm very lazy when it comes to social media, so I just follow, I observe through that platform. Not active.
I know the answer to this question. I know you're not the type of person that gets FOMO or anything. But what do you think about those people that are watching other people's lives and it's making them feel bad? They feel that they're missing out, they're comparing themselves, they feel they haven't done enough. What would your advice to be people?
I think and truly believe that each person has its time. Today, you succeed at the age of, let's say, 30 years old. It's not my time. I might succeed when I'm 45. I might succeed when I'm 50.
Love it.
Each person has its time. Instead of you being jealous and beating yourself up and, hating on people, just learn. Because you can learn so much through them, through their experiences, and especially bloggers and, influencers is not necessarily, a public figure. You are an influencer to me.
Really?
So just learn.
Yeah.
Don't be jealous. Ask questions.
I love that everybody has their time. Do you know the famous artist from the 60s, Andy Warhol? He has a famous saying, everyone has their 15 minutes of fame. I love it. Wait, it's your time? It's your time.
It's very true.
Okay. Last question for today. What does a meaningful life mean to you? What's your definition of a meaningful life?
Appreciate the simple things in your life. Be thankful for what you have around you. Waking up in the morning. We have that conversation all the time, Shifa. Today we're living in a time, just looking at what's happening in the Middle East today, whether it's Palestine, Lebanon, Afghanistan, Iran, there's no stability. Lebanon has shut down as a country. We don't want to talk about politics, but it's the reality of things. And, people who were super comfortable in their lives are suddenly struggling to even find medicine, to even eat. So just be thankful for what you have and appreciate the moment. You're not going to miss out on anything in life. Just keep on working, keep on educating yourself, move forward. Don't let anything hold you down. Okay, we all have tough times, and it's not something that we deny. But you can ride through that storm, especially if you have a good circle of friends or family, a good support system around you. Use it. Why not? You know, we have friends for a reason.
Abu Issa.
Seriously.
Thank you so much for your time today. I know that the office needs you. I really appreciate your time here. I'm so grateful that you spent the morning with us.
Thank you so
And we can't wait to see what's next for Abu Issa.
Inshallah.
Thanks for your time. I hope you got a more realistic picture of what it means to be an entrepreneur. And I look forward to seeing you in the next episode of the That Girl podcast.